Hi, I'm Miranda HP.
And I'm Connor Calloway.
And together we are
The Bountiful Bards.
Thanks for tuning in to our one-on-one D&D podcast.
The Fountains of Cathaidra. Good afternoon, or no, good morning, Miranda. How are you?
I'm all right. Yeah, it is still morning, believe it or not.
It is. However, it's a Saturday.
It is.
And we're recording on a Saturday.
Yeah,
We've never done this.
Who are you? What's happening? Where
It's
are
okay.
we?
It's all right. Sorry, focus, reset. Enter code, spousal, husband,
Hola.
KC. No.
Como estás usted?
Oh, well, that works too. Yes, we are recording on a Saturday. I had a random family member that said, I want to move back to California, but on the way I'm stopping in because we're on his path. And he decided to stop by, so I had to rearrange some of the events, but that's okay. It's raining outside, so it's going to be also raining in Cathaidra, and it's a nice little baffle. But we try to always record on Sundays because it's the least amount of traffic next to us.
Rain.
No, those are keys. Two things, a positive and a negative. A positive is that my voice may sound a little bit better and less echoey because we now have a encapsulation device around said microphone, just like Miranda has, and hopefully it helps. However, I am starting to slowly lose my voice after a very intense game of Jenga with my brothers last night. We are quite violent playing that game. I don't know if that might be the way to aggressive, loud, boisterous, trying to mess each other up, but it's all in good fun.
You make board games a contact sport.
We almost do. Like it's my brothers in the South where I grew up, it's very much, to be heard you must be loud. And it's just perpetually getting louder and louder as much as I always try to bring it back down. But enough about that. Miranda, any news from you?
I'm tired.
I'm also tired.
As ever.
Work's been rough.
Yeah, I am doing so much.
Oh, I have a great announcement.
What's that?
We are going to be putting together our one-person recording booth soon and starting the recording of my first book, Season's Carol of the Bells, and we're going to be doing it together.
Yeah? Why'd you put a question mark there?
I wanted you to...
I don't have a choice!
I need you to have verbal consent so I can always go back to him and say, no, Miranda, you said you could do this. Remember this episode of Fountains of Cathaidra. Now get in the box and don't come out.
I know, exactly. He doesn't let me out unless I do it.
You're going to read like 20 lines. You're fine.
Like 20 lines. And I'm your vocal coach.
You will be my vocal coach, so
Yes.
It's going to be...
So we get to make really funny faces at each other for like an hour.
Are you going to be in there with me? If we're going to be cramped in the little closet together and you're just going to be staring at me?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that would go well for either of us.
Oh, look at 7 seconds in heaven or hell. All right, let's go ahead and get back into it. Are you ready?
I'm ready, are you?
Yes. So, Leah, as you go to cast Featherfall, your back hits something solid. Not painful, but just enough of an interruption to stop your spell from happening. Thump. You try to feel with your fans, because I wrote the word fans here instead of hands.
Ah, right.
You try to feel with your hands what it is, but can only determine the surface is slick and cold. That's about all you can manage before you start sliding downward into the darkness. Fear or glee, neither can be considered when your sliding halts and your boots cease your descent on something soft.
Why am I picturing Yzma and Kronk? Like, Yzma, put your hands in
Put
the
your
air.
hands in the air. No.
Why do we even have that lever? Yeah, sorry, that was just like immediate, just like...
That's okay. No, it was definitely a fun little slide going down into some darkness.
At least it's not one of those outdoor slides where, like, the designer very clearly wanted to murder children by baking them alive.
Just the 90s playgrounds. Just there's the baking slides. There was the merry-go-round.
There was the leftover from, like, the 40s, 50s, and 60s
Yes,
stuff.
full-grown 35-year-old in their prime men. 4 or 5 would get around that circle of death, put the kids on it, and all of them would just perpetual motion as fast as we can go, and they'd go shooting out and boom, and just... Yeah, we were made to be bounce babies.
They just got rid of the ones that didn't survive. Wait, continue. Sorry.
I am going to continue. So, you're in darkness. What do you do?
Do I hear or smell anything?
Roll me a perception check.
I knew a perception check was coming. All right, Laura Bailey, see what you got. Wow, dirty 20.
Ooh, so dirty. And let me tell you how dirty it is.
Oh my, Laura Bailey, you set me off on the right start this morning.
Sure did. Now, it smells not damp, but cold. No humidity. There's a difference. You can definitely, it was more humid upstairs. Down here, the humidity's gone. But you smell stone. You don't hear anything, but you see, because the human eye is so sensitive, a flame some distance ahead of you.
Okay, I am going to...
Whoosh! Boom! You feel 2 little feet hit your back. Leah, move.
I move. I kind of like roll out of the way.
Okay.
I'm also going to use prestidigitation to light up.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. It's little sparks. It's not light. It's just a few seconds.
Well, I can keep doing it. So, I mean...
Okay. You start doing it, and you see around you seem to be in some type of a cellar.
I'm picturing more of just like an orb.
And Caslin goes, stop.
I stop.
Just walk to the light.
Okay, I'm sorry. Did I ruin the vibe?
No. Yes. It's all about aesthetics down here.
I know. My bad. It's like it's a spooky thing, and someone turns on a flashlight. Yeah, okay, my bad.
Come on. Where's your hand? Can I hold your hand? Your arm? Something? Yep. What's this?
That's my hand. You're good.
You have very nice hands.
Thank you.
Okay, this is weird. He lets go. He says, come on, just follow my voice. And you can see like a little shadow start heading towards the flame.
Yep, I'm headed toward... Follow the light. Follow the light.
Lamp. You got any lamp, says the Mothman.
Lamp.
The two of you walk down a dark hallway and enter the room with a single flame sitting on a dribbled candle of pale wax. I wonder who did the dribbling. It was dribbling, right? From Terry Pratchett?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Like he's an experienced candle...
Dribbler?
That's something
right.
like that.
All right, sorry. I just broke the mood, okay. But there's a single flame sitting on a dribbled candle of pale wax. It stands alone on a stone pedestal in this circular dome ceiling room. The walls are rough-shaped and not completely illuminated by the lights. You think there are other hallways leading from here, but you're not quite sure. The shadows dance freely here, never knowing the concern of the sun.
All right, Caslin. What now?
We wait.
Okay. March of the Gladiators. That is the name of the song.
Welcome to the shadows, Leah.
Hi.
An individual steps forward, out of the dancing shadows.
Oh my.
It is a hare-like humanoid.
Hare?
Rabbit.
Okay.
Just a few inches taller than you.
Oh god, it's a bunny person.
Her fur is a deep chocolate brown and eyes of amber gold. She has ears pulled back with a loose leather strap, reminiscent of a ponytail, that go just past her shoulders. She's wearing some leather armor that is perfect for a thief. Grays, greens, and browns, etc., all mismatched to no patterns. Her attitude is nonchalant, but her eyes are vigilant.
Hi. I'm Leah.
Yes.
Kind of nudge Caslin a little bit.
Yeah, this is the one I told you about. You did very well bringing her to me, Caslin. I've actually been looking forward to meeting her ever since she arrived yesterday.
Tried not to be that interesting when I got here.
When you tell a silly little story about a gingerbread man, it gets the attention of some people.
Ah, yes, right, that. It worked!
It did work. Caslin's like, what are you talking about? It does not matter. She was looking for an informant under another guise, and that trail led to me. But I'm glad that you two are acquainted. It means I can trust her just a little bit more, despite her knowing how to find another version of me. Caslin, introductions. Yes. This is the head of my organization. This is Candle.
Oh,
Spelled Kandle.
I see.
You do see. I see that.
I'm Leah. I'm a bard. I play music.
You are a bard. So you are capable of magic.
Yes.
That is good. That is good. I have known bards. Bards are useful in my trade. Bards can get me into places that the lights are always on, the doors are always locked. But for somebody who has always been there, it's quite easy to get around. And actors are the best sorts.
I will take that as a compliment.
I hope you do. I wish I had the same charisma as you do. But I do not. Not enough. Now, what brings you to Eastway? How were you able to use my other name to find me? And how can I assist your troubles?
So, I am looking into the Archcleric. There seem to be some interesting goings on with Archcleric Twingle?
Yes, Twingle is her name. But we do not mock her name in front of her. What would you like to know?
Why is she all holed up? Seems like there seems to be some kind of unrest, and then I hear something about an anointed lady, and, not to get all political, just there seems to be a lot happening.
Everything is political. A lot happening, yes. The last few weeks have been rambunctious, to say the least. I do not know why the Archcleric packed up her apartment that is supposedly under construction in the church, which it is not. Though they say that it is there, there are no tools or makeshifts or masons going in to do any type of refurbishment. Trust me on that. Why she's in the castle? I was hoping maybe you could bring a little bit more light to that since you're here for her.
I am looking for an artifact, an old one that I don't know that it holds power in and of itself, but it is beneficial for me, and I think for everybody. But I don't know anything about this castle, except that it looks very peculiar. It doesn't quite fit into this round.
Caslin speaks up. She's looking for something called a fountain? Or something like that?
Yep. One of them.
A fountain. I know of many fountains in the city, but a capital F fountain doesn't ring a bell. The castle is very old. It was actually first built here. This place was originally an internment camp for prisoners of long-standing, not incarceration from Vout. They were sent here to be workers and miners and chained together as they sawed away the forest for lumber. And they throw the word rehabilitation in there, but we know what is actually going on. They're being used freely for their labor. Now, eventually, when some individuals made some quite firm writings in the world, the church loosens its grasp a little bit when they started anointing these lords and ladies to govern for them, separating church and state, as they say. But we know who has the power. They built a city, but the castle remains. But it is the first structure that was built, and it is the current residence of the anointed lady, Anessa Colta.
Are you familiar with its layout?
Yes and no. The lance garrisons the place. Not simple guards, but literally the army of the faith. They are the most well-trained individuals with their weapons. And when it comes to Their rites and rituals and their routines, they are a well-oiled gear. They have every week they have drills and they run them constantly. But the castle hasn't been attacked in centuries. But still they do. But you're trying to get to Twingle. Does she have this fountain?
She has the key to it, I will say, as far as I know. Well, I would assume so. I can't know for sure, but it seems like a practical thing.
I love keys. Keys make my job easier. And you said she has this key?
It is the most logical person to have the key, yes.
Adequate. Interesting. You and I have a parallel pathway, as it were. Like I said, she is in the castle, and when she leaves the castle, she is well guarded. She goes to the church, performs her mass, then returns to the castle, fully guarded. The only time that castle gate is ever open to anybody outside of the lance or the people who dwell within is roughly every 2 weeks when it needs to be resupplied from the city. Food, resources, raw materials, things of that sort. When the merchants are allowed to bring their wagons in and sell their goods to the help there, or provide their goods, as they rightfully should, to the anointed lady and her people. I have interest in this castle. And I think with a bard's ability, with myself, Mr. Caslin here, and perhaps a few others, we could infiltrate very quietly this facility and find what we need. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. And in fact, I'll scratch yours first, so long as you help me with mine.
All right.
So easily said, without even knowing what my side of the offer is, what my goal is, my deal, my plan.
You don't strike me as the type to resort to arbitrary violence. Your place is in the shadows. You like the shadows. And to cause too much ruckus and overthrow would be to cast a very bright light on those shadows that you very clearly hold dear. Yeah. I do not foresee you as somebody who would risk that, especially because the shadows are a place of secrecy and safety. Am I wrong?
You are not wrong. Since you came here knowing my other name,
yes,
I will hold you in high regard, but if naturally, and I would know this feeling is mutual if there is any form of betrayal or information provided outside of these walls, we will be enemies.
Of course.
And I know this city very well.
Secrecy is very much something that I think is beneficial to me as well. I have done my utmost to play one song while singing a different tune, as it were.
Very well said. Now, the reason why our paths and goals are quite parallel is that your target is the Archcleric Twingle, while mine is the Anointed Lady. The two heads of state and faith here in this city.
She seems kind of like a dick.
She has, and I'm going to say this before the story comes, she has quite well-spoken capabilities. She's very good at numbers and audits and keeping track of ledgers, which infuriates the merchants because it is a very tight rope that they are all connected by. Her downfall is that she micromanages the taxations, adjusting them weekly, sometimes daily, depending on the supplies and the economics of the civilized road. She and I were actually an acquaintance not too long ago when she reached out to the OCM. Do you know what the OCM is?
Yes.
Okay. I wanted to make sure.
Caslin told me last time.
Yeah. I told her it was the Opaque Confederation of Merchants. Yes.
That's the one.
Yes, Caslin. She reached out to us because she wanted an artifact to be acquired for her with quite a high price on it. Not your fountain. Something different. Unless your fountain looks like a mirror.
No, I don't think so.
Then there you are. We acquired said fountain. I sent my individuals in there for payment.
You mean the mirror?
Apologies. That was the DM speaking. That messed up. I sent my individuals in there with the mirror, requested payment, and she captured and imprisoned my people and took the artifact.
Reneged on a deal. You never do that.
No, you do not. Although I admire her cheek, I need to reclaim what has not been paid for. My goal is to get in here and find my own artifact and reclaim it so that I could sell it back to the people we found it from.
You figure an accountant would know better. Balance the books.
She has become quite paranoid, says my spies. The ones that are speaking to the help inside. I have no informants, just these wagons people talk.
Nobody looks at the help.
They count you as you come in, they count you as you go out.
Fair enough.
But in her paranoia, she has become brash in doing things such as breaking deals, which she's made two before. But what's made her extremely paranoid, I feel, is A, the arch-cleric moving in, for no reason, unexplained, apparently. There's no news as to why, no one knows, not even her guards. But also, twice now, someone has tried to assassinate the lady. And it wasn't us. We don't know who it was. But she believes it's us, and right now the Lance is quietly and systematically making their way through the entire city, digging up hovels, looking in drains, and going through sewers, looking for the OCM. And they have found a few, thankfully. What they have learned, I have already emptied out those dens, and no one knows where they all are except me. This one is one that I use to talk to visitors. Once you leave, the thrift store will close.
Fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. All right, so our paths are aligned, and likely, I suspect, more ways than one. So what is the next move? What happens now? Because obviously, I can't, chill down here forever and go from there. What do we do now?
We wait. In 2 days' time, the gates will open again. And we will go in as merchants. Once inside, we will attempt to persuade ourselves out of the area, or the eye of the guards, and see what we can find inside the castle. Now, they count who goes in and they count who goes out. So I'll have individuals waiting, very similar to our shapes, to take our place.
Do you have the means for disguising yourself?
I do.
Very good.
Kazin's like, I don't. You will. I will.
Good. That's settled.
Questions? Further comments?
Where do I meet you in 2 days? Are we going to talk about any more of this outside of this as things get closer? What's a point of contact? How do I get in touch with you? Where's the refrigerator magnet?
I will come get you the night before at the inn you're staying at.
Okay.
As for the plan, let me show you the map.
Huh.
And we're going to pause there for a second while I pull up the map for Miranda.
And there's the map.
There is the map, which we'll upload to our Twitter so everybody else can see it when they listen to the episode. Now, first and foremost, getting back into my character, we will enter through the markings I have here at the letter A, the gatehouse, entering the lower courtyard.
Makes sense.
To the left and right of the lower courtyard at D, you have literally the Lance Garrison itself, and then over on the H side is the now mostly empty public meeting hall. Ever since the Anointed Lady decided to close her gates, that place has been mostly empty. Now, all of our business will be done within the lower courtyard. If you set foot on the upper courtyard stairway, or on the garrison walkway, or up even onto the guest or the open hall, public hall, The guards will have your attention. They are stationed along the wall separating the upper courtyard and the lower one, plus the ones that are on the gatehouse. Thankfully, none upon the roofs, though. Now, we have our two targets. In the upper courtyard, labeled with a C, there is the guest house or guest mansion. The one to the right, the smaller one. That is where the archcleric is staying. The Anointed Lady is inside, of course, the large castle-like manor that stretches all the way around to letter E, which is essentially the armory and watchtower and how the garrison can quickly enter the walls if they ever need to. Needless to say, we will be staying quite a ways from E and D. Unless I can figure out a way to save my individuals that are in the dungeon below the garrison.
How many stories is this castle? Is there a subterranean level?
Not that we know of. We've tried to dig. We've hit nothing but wall. How tall?
Like how many stories? 1 floor, 2 floor, 3 floor?
4 or 5. About 4.
Okay.
40-ish feet, 40 to 50 feet. I can give you the exact numbers later after I speak to my historian. Pope. Get to him. Yeah. How tall should these wall be? And he'll be like, not only will he do that, he will give me that and the garrison and what the garrison has and what they need and all the other stuff they need, the type of clothes that he goes, like, I asked him one time, give me the specifics of a cannon so that we can put it into a D&D format. And he gave me 20 cannons and of each caliber and what he thinks they should be damage-wise.
That's fun. Yep, that sounds like Pope.
Plus where they came from, who made them, and which cannons were preferred during times of war.
Like, I'd be really surprised if this doesn't have a subterranean area, because they did that a lot for, like, food storage and stuff, because it was colder down below in the rock. Like, when you dig in, it's easier to keep stuff cold.
Does Leah know that? Roll me a history check.
I don't know. Leah does a lot of weird stuff.
You haven't done no rolling yet. You need to roll a history check.
I did roll.
Roll again.
A perception check. What is my history? 18.
An 18. So what do you say?
That I would be surprised if there weren't some kind of cellar-ish thing, even if just for the kitchen or the dungeons. I know it's a bit stereotypical, but the whole cold, dripping dungeon thing. Yeah, it's an aesthetic, right?
An aesthetic. Maybe. Perhaps there is a catacomb underneath stretching the whole facility. But we have dug 3 tunnels there and have nothing but wall as deep as we can go. And then bedrock. Can't break through it.
Maybe it's magic.
Maybe. The stone does look strange. Nothing of anything around here.
And nobody knows what it's made of?
No. They do not tell us, nor can anybody go and take a look. Probably because they're afraid that they'll figure out how to break in.
Interesting.
Purplish-hued stone just doesn't always seem natural to me. In that quantity, at least.
Has Leah seen it, like, when she was spelunking in, like, the tunnels below and stuff, like, in the land that was, and all that stuff, has she seen any stones that are similar to that anywhere in any of her travels through, like, like the...
Another history check.
Not subway tunnel, but...
I understand.
Yeah. Wow. 23.
Very nice. You ascertained that before you fought the giant mechanical spider with a laser beam, that a lot, though it was a lighter stone color, probably if you got close enough, you can check this later on, some of the Radiant's buildings, and maybe even the towers, may have been built of similar stone. So it could be Radiant architecture reused.
Well, yeah, if it's the oldest, I feel, well, that's why I was asking, because if it's the oldest, if it's like super weird with the area around and stuff, I figured maybe, and maybe there's no basement because it's like a la, Breath of the Wild / Tears of the Kingdom, instead of going up into the sky, it went like maybe it got like ripped out of something, or maybe the area around it got ripped away. I don't know, but it is an anomaly and it is peculiar. So it could be a relic from the time before.
Maybe. This is true. Maybe we shall see when we get there if we have time.
Excuse me, I need a spectroscopy of this.
Yeah, still do some sightseeing. But that's the map. That's the plan. I despise just coming up with it as we go. I love concise objectives, checklist. But I am unable to have that right now.
So many contingencies.
That's where I'm bringing you along. A little bit of ad-lib. On the spot.
My specialty.
I hope so. Now, if that is it, you may go. Caslin can lead you out, but I wish to speak with him a little further once you're gone.
Is there a way I can go out that doesn't take me to the same place?
You must walk back up the slide.
Okay.
Caslin, and she gestures. And he goes, come on, Leah. There's a way up. There's actually stairs.
I'm picturing like the little kid like trying to go up the stairs, like or the slide, yeah.
He takes you. He goes, well, that went a lot better than, I thought it was going to. I thought she would be a little bit more, cautious, but I think she's a little desperate, honestly, because I don't know. I don't think she likes being slighted.
I think times are changing, Caslin, and I think there's a lot going on that people like her are smart enough to know that they need to be ahead of the change and go along with it.
Yeah.
People who resist change perish.
You're right. Come on. And he opens the door, and there's like candlelight going up a spiral stairway.
Okay.
All right, you two go up. Right?
Yep.
Chip, chop, chip, chop, chip, chop, chip. Goes to the door. The door opens, and it is a secret door that he just pops, and it opens up, and you see a chamber pot.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. He goes for a little bit more and opens another door, and before you is the thrift store.
Flush on your way out. Yep, got it.
He goes, oh, no. And he turns around, and as the door shuts, it says out of order on it.
Got it.
And he goes and he also juggles the handles. It locks from the outside.
I was more tongue-in-cheek at the DM, but,
Oh, okay. That was the DM just getting back at you for being tongue-in-cheek with his character usage. All right, Leah, 2 days. Maybe I can get back sooner and we can hang out at the end a little bit. I'll try.
Yeah.
Maybe spitball a little bit. This plan, this is big. Like,
wear a different outfit, maybe grow a beard.
She says she has me covered, and when I've learned the hard way. When she says I'm covered, that's it.
Cool. Noted.
Right. Bye. And he goes over and sits in the rocking chair and leans back and then falls to the floor.
All right. I'll head back out through the thrift store.
The orc is still sitting there. It looks like they're reading a paper as you go by and just kind of goes,
I give him a little, the Boy Scout salute.
He doesn't say anything else.
Wink at him.
He doesn't do anything else.
I approve. Good job. Keep doing what you're doing.
He flicks off a piece of, dirt on the top of his counter and continues reading.
Impressive. And I just, walk out.
Okay. You're now outside, and there's been a slight drizzle. The cobblestone is a little wet, and I think it was the morning when you set out, so right now it's about afternoon.
Okay. Pull my hood up and just kind of blend in with everybody else and meander my way back along the various pathways, taking a very different route back to the inn.
Roll me a survival check to see if you get lost.
Okay. I was going to say, do I have advantage at all because I had a map of the area? No? Okay.
You have a map of the castle, not of the area.
Oh, I thought I got some kind of this is where you are.
Miranda did, not Leah.
Right.
You can go to a map seller probably. Here's all the tourist spots you can find in this area. Also, please buy this squeaky toy.
The little Mickey Mouse stamps for
yes, you are here.
Yep.
Go to these places to get the badge.
12.
You end up lost for about 2 hours. You are just walking up one vacant street after another kind of thing.
Well, I'm following people, so I'm not going to be
People see you following them and speed up a little bit.
I don't mean literally
no,
that.
I'm
following the flow of people.
I understand that, but the part of the town that you're in, you look around, you're like, what's the big deal? Oh, you're like, okay, this is they just don't want to be bothered or talked to, and they're suspicious. Everybody's suspicious of everybody else.
Okay.
Even though if there's a house fire, everybody would come out and put out the fire.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
All right, I will wander around for hours until the DM decides to grant me the grace of letting me get somewhere. And if I don't, I will make camp in a corner.
You know how many episodes we can make out of you
Go
being
ahead.
lost?
Go ahead.
It'd just be me talking to myself.
Make my day.
Several days.
Go ahead.
Leah becomes a savage.
Go ahead. You see what happens. That's more of a punishment for you than anything.
That's true. Like,
because I'll just sit here and roll dice and be like, okay, I guess I'm still lost.
My goodness.
What now, Connor?
What now? The glare in your eyes. What now is that you feel a little tug on the left part of your cape, your hooded fabric.
I turn and look.
You turn and look, and there is quite a large horned beetle that, well, not too large, but about yay big beetle that has scurried out from beneath your folds.
I hate it.
Okay. It goes to flap its wings, and you hear it go, and it takes off and like turns off behind you.
Am I expected to follow the beetle?
No. You're expected to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. 16?
16. Hold on. Leah, you go to step and you feel a light tug on your back foot, and you look down and you see a greenish vine try to wrap up and over the top of your boot. Seeing that, you kick your foot back out so it doesn't get ensnared as the vine just quickly tries to grab, and other vines try to come up between the cobbles to grip at you. But you just being able to feel that light tug was to give you enough warning that you were able. Do you want to tumble forward, or do you just want to just hop forward? How do you want to do it?
I want to kind of do I don't want to tumble because that puts me on the ground.
Okay. Well, you can tumble and stand back up. That'd be fine with that.
Okay, yeah. Just
make it theatric. So instead, you do that. You quickly tuck and roll, stand up.
Automatically do a ta-da thing.
Right.
Do I have any idea of where this is coming from? Do I have any sense of that?
You get to roll a perception check and then roll for initiative.
Oh boy. 10 perception.
Ooh.
18 initiative.
18 initiative. Perception check of 10. Mm-hmm. You look straight ahead of you. Nothing. You turn around, and there's an individual standing there.
What do they look like?
About yay height, a little bit, about a half a foot taller than you.
Okay.
Skin of brownish skin that first you think human, but no. It looks harder. The edges are rough. There seems to be like two tusks coming up and out of this person's mouth. Hair is all grizzled, but also kind of pulled back into also a leather cord with, a little bit of, it looks like greenish, dark green hue, almost mossy-like, wearing these animalistic, rough-looking leathers and holding a club and glaring at you is this individual.
Friend or foe?
You want an initiative. What do you do?
Where am I, first of all?
You're in an alley.
Run down?
Somewhat.
So I've literally spent 2 hours in the same part of the city.
No, you're definitely getting to the parts where the buildings aren't so run down. So I guess that they're getting better. So you're getting towards the better side of town.
I'm in semi-bouge, but I'm not in full-on bouge yet.
Just under semi-bouge.
Under semi-bouge.
Yes.
Okay. But I can tell which way is bouge.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do. Hang on.
No problem. Take your time.
You said this was roleplay. I didn't have this ready. That's the one. Dissonant whispers, and then I'm gonna book it towards bougie.
Okay.
They must make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, a wisdom saving throw. Oops. That is a 15.
Meets it, beats it, I guess.
Yes.
Because mine's 15.
Yes, meets it, beats it. Okay, and you start running?
Yep.
All right. So you go to run?
So they take half as much damage. 6. 1. 12 damage.
12 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Write that down. All right, and so you use your action to try and run and trying to get away. Not a problem at all. As you go, there is a quick rumbling under your feet, and you go to halt just as a portion of the road in front of you erupts upward 20 feet, and it's just solid earth. And then you hear behind you, "Do not run from me, thief. I have questions for you."
Thief?
Thief.
What did I steal?
You were with those who stole.
Stole what?
You know.
No, I don't. That's why I'm asking you a question.
Roll a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Leah has no clue what's going on. Dude, you're so fucked either way. I did get a nat 20 on one of those rolls, but either way.
The fact that you just looked at me and said, dude, you're so fucked either way, like I'm your competitor, is just one of the reasons I love you. One of the many facets of the book of why I love you, which is ongoing and always writing.
Okay, so you want to know my lowest roll? Is a 22.
Okay.
Stole what?
What was you down there talking to them for? They told you they stole it.
Stole what?
Were you not listening to the conversation?
I didn't take it.
They took it
okay,
and told you.
Well,
and you're going to help them steal it back. It does not belong to them.
So so your mirror that you need. What's up with this mirror? I don't know anything about it. I don't care about it. It
belongs to us.
Who's us?
My people.
Who's my people? You're going to have to be a little more specific here, dude.
I'm not telling you.
Well, you're going to have to tell me something because I don't know what's going on.
I'm telling you they are thieves, and you're going to help them steal back that artifact.
Isn't that kind of in your advantage here? Because how else would you get it back?
By reclaiming it myself.
How?
By going to find it now that they've told me.
Do you really think your whole break the world up methods are useful for that?
I have many methods. I've been watching you this whole time since you slew all those bandits who tried to attack you. And I thought then that you were of good kind. But then you come here and you soil yourselves with people who robbed from my people. My forest is now in danger because of them.
So what if the enemy of my enemy is my friend, huh? I didn't know anything about that. There's a lot more going on here, man. Why don't we just talk about this?
Talk?
Yes. Because honestly, I think that we got off on the wrong foot here. I kind of like kick the vine away a little more as I say that.
Oh, you're away from the vines. But you definitely have the rock behind you.
It was a theatrical joke.
My apologies.
You know, like I was making a joke.
We'll say it's a random dead plant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be like, you know, because I didn't know that they stole it from you. I don't know anything about it. And I don't feel comfortable yelling this out in the street. So perhaps we could go chat somewhere and see if we can come to an agreement.
You follow me.
Well, that would make the most sense, honestly.
You walk in front, I tell you which way it is that you will need to go.
Perfect. I'm super lost anyway. Totally fine.
If you do anything, I will crack you over the head with my club.
I'd rather you didn't do that. And then I also can't help you if you do that either, so...
Move!
Okay. I do a little, like, I'm not hurrying, but definitely hurrying.
Right, just a little bit of spot.
Like,
I get it, you know.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, and he seems a little tiffed by it, but this Earth Genasi-looking individual is pointing you in the right way, and your curiosity gets the better at you, also probably because you're going to cast Fireball if you feel like you need to. As he leads you away in a direction he seems to know he's going, and that we will find out more about next time we come back.
Yeah, that's my last resort, is like, fuck it, Fireball.
The plot thickens! There's so many moving pieces. Everything is political. Please don't hit me. We gotta go. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Say goodbye, Miranda.
Goodbye, Miranda.
Thank you for listening. Please leave a review anywhere you found us. You can reach out to us on Twitter at Bountiful Bards. We hope to see you again on the civilized road.
And bring bread and cheese.
As the story goes, until then.